The first Mini rolled off the production line 60 years ago.
Back then, your choices were limited, but now, just have a look. The Mini range is expanded to include everything from a 3-door hatch to a hybrid SUV, along with performance versions of each model in between. Confused? Don't be. In our latest range review, we're going to take a walk through the Mini lineup, starting with the car you probably know best. We're starting off with the classic 3-door hatchback, the miniest Mini you can buy. The car we have here is a base Cooper, and it is small. It's just 3.8 metres long and 1.7 metres wide, which makes it perfect for people living in crowded cities. There aren't too many parking spots this bad boy won't fit into. With that said, being small does have its drawbacks. For one, the back seats are tiny, and the 211 litre boot is better suited to a quick trip to Chapel Street than it is for a full Costco run. If you want more space, you're going to need something bigger. Which brings us to the Mini 5-door hatch. It's a mini hatch with 2 more doors, obviously. The body on this is longer than it is on the 3-door, which frees up 67 litres of extra space in the boot and gives rear passengers a little bit more space. It still looks like a Mini though, with the same cute face and perky rear end we've come to know.
It's also powered by the same 1.5 litre, 3-cylinder turbocharged engine with 100 kilowatts of power and 200 Newton meters of torque. You can have it with a 2-litre turbocharged engine in the Cooper S, making 141 kilowatts and 280 Newton meters, while both can be combined with a 6-speed manual or 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. There's more power to be had in the JCW again, but more on that to come.
This being a Mini, there are millions of customisation options available.
We're not going to list them all here, but you can have everything from the Union Jack in your tail lights to a set of contrasting stripes along the roof.
That also means that prices range from just below $30,000 to more than $50,000 for some of the high-end special editions. If the 5-door hatch still isn't big enough for you, there's the Clubman. Not only is it the only 6-door passenger car on sale today, it also comes free with a healthy dose of nostalgia. Those funky rear doors, they weren't dreamed up in focus groups. They're actually a nod to the original 1969 Clubman.
The switch to a longer body, along with those funky barn doors, frees up 360 litres of luggage space. The base Cooper we have here is a 1.5 litre with 100 kilowatts of power and 220 Newton meters of torque. The Cooper S has 141 kilowatts and 280 Newton meters from its 2-litre turbocharged engine.
The Clubman is my favourite Mini, but it's not perfect. This loading lip, it's a little bit long and easy to scratch, and the barn doors limit visibility out the back. These doors also need to be shut in the right order, otherwise you end up looking like a bit of an idiot. They're unique though. Not everyone wants to be unique though. What everyone wants, in Australia at least, is an SUV, which is where this Countryman comes in. It's the least mini, the most mini money can buy, if you will. And with that comes a smidge more interior space, a touch more ground clearance, and the kind of move-over presence you just don't get with a hatchback.
It still looks like a Mini inside, with lots of funky little touches and circular design elements designed to make the car feel a bit more interesting than average. The boot has 450 litres of space, which is a huge improvement on the Clubman and hatch, and there's way more room in here for, people.
This is without a doubt the most grown-up Mini to drive. The ride is more comfortable than the hatchback, the engine is a little bit quieter, although there is still a little bit of road noise when you get out of town.
One way to make things quieter is to kill the engine entirely. Around town, this Mini Countryman SE Hybrid can run on pure electric power for up to 42 kilometres of silent motoring.
It takes around 2.5 hours to charge using a fast home charger, or around 4 hours plugged into a conventional wall socket. But because this is a plug-in hybrid, not a pure electric car, there's also a 1.5 litre petrol engine up front. That means that if the battery runs out, or when the motor runs out of puff at higher speeds on the highway, the petrol engine can cut in and pick up the slack. Around town, it drives just like a Mini. It's perky off the line, the engine is well suppressed, and all the clever stuff goes on in the background. You don't really have to think about it because the car just deals with it all itself. It's just nice.
Finally, the one all you rev heads have been waiting for, the Mini John Cooper Works. It's the most expensive 2-door you can buy. That extra spend gets you 170 kilowatts and 320 Newton meters. In such a small package, that makes it quick. Very quick, in fact. It also has a sportier ride than the regular Cooper S. It handles better, it's keener to turn, and it sits much flatter in the bends. The payoff for that is a ride that's pretty firm around the city. This isn't for the faint of heart.
It sounds good though. In normal mode, there's lots of pops and bangs from the exhaust, and when you flick it into sport, well, have a listen to this. That's pretty cool, eh?
You can actually have the JCW powertrain across the entire Mini range, except for the 5-door Cooper. The 3-door we have here is definitely the pick though. After all, what sports car gets better when it gets bigger and heavier?
Although the 8-speed automatic in our test car is very good, I'd be hitting the gym, getting my left leg in shape and stumping for the manual. It's more work, but it's also more fun. Rounding things out is the Mini convertible. It's a base Cooper under the skin, but flick this switch here and the canvas roof rolls back to free up a lot more headroom. The convertible is available with all the same engines as the hatchback, and the interior looks very similar and the dashboard is almost the same. The only real difference is the fact it's a little noisier in here and you've got a canvas roof or no roof at all.
It drives a lot like a normal Mini Cooper hatch and it's a lot of fun. I just want to pop a picnic basket in the boot, drop the top and head to the beach.
And there you have it. From the little Mini to the big Mini and all the other Minis in between, there really is more choice than ever before. The only difficult decision, for me at least, is working out which one I'm going to drive home. I like the convertible and it's sunny, but then the JCW sounds good and maybe.